Welcome back in the kitchen with Chef Matt Winters from the Mark and Festival Foods, and we are making something that's another great recipe for Lent. Big dish down south, a seafood etouffee.
Yep.
What is that exactly?
Well, basically, it's a thick, heavy seafood stew. Etouffee really just means smothered or stuffed.
Okay.
And typically you're serving it with a dirty rice, and you're smothering the rice with the etouffee.
Sounds delicious. So once again, we're starting out with a little bit of onion and celery and butter, and so I'm letting that saute a little bit. And you're going to work on the roux. Tell us what's going on there.
The roux, any good etouffee, the most important thing is the roux. Browning the roux creates kind of a nutty flavor or aroma. And roux is really just butter and flour mixed together to form a paste, and then you cook that paste. If you do it with, as it is now, this is what's considered a raw roux. Let it cook for a little while, it turns into what's called blonde, and then it will proceed on into a brown stage. Okay. Once it starts to brown, then you really get the good stuff. And then you want to add it to your liquid. And
there's nothing like it. You can't really, it takes its good old time. You can't walk away from it.
You
have to kind of sit there and just, be in the kitchen. It's a great day, on a Sunday when you've got some extra time.
Yep, absolutely.
All right, so we're letting our onion and our celery cook a little bit with our butter. What else are we going to add here?
We're going to add a little bit of peppers. So we're just going to throw some of those in for some color. We're going to add just a little bit of garlic. And then we're going to throw our seafood. You want to brown the vegetables up quite nicely as well.
So 5 minutes at home or more?
5 minutes.
Okay, all right.
Once those vegetables have browned up, we're going to take our spice and we're going to add it now.
What kind of spice?
This is a Cajun spice.
So you can make it as hot as you want it, huh?
Yeah. I like it hot, but not to where it makes my lips numb.
Yeah.
So we're going to throw that in.
Oh, it smells good.
Adding it at this stage actually helps to bring some of the flavor out of that spice.
Okay.
Instead of just throwing it into the liquid and let it cook in the butter with the vegetables, aids in the browning process.
Yeah, it smells delicious.
Once that's browned, we're going to throw our seafood in. You could do something other than shrimp and scallops. You could do crawdads, are really nice and actually more traditional. But around here I've found people actually like the shrimp and scallops better.
So again, it's a little of this, a little of that. What you have is kind of the way to do it?
Yep, what's on hand is what works.
Okay.
That's how all these recipes came to be.
Yeah, true. They're not expensive, really. It's a great way if you want some seafood. You don't need a pound or 2 pounds of it. Just a
Well, and this is another good one too. We mentioned before about leftovers from dinner. If you are out to eat and you have some leftover shrimp and scallops or lobster, this is another great way to utilize it.
Or just go to Festival and pick up a handful of shrimp, a quarter pound of shrimp or a couple of scallops. You don't have to get, invest in lots of it. So this is starting to smell wonderful. The vegetables are starting to cook down a little bit. At home, you'd want this roux to get a little bit more coffee type colors, right?
Not quite as deep as a coffee, just a nice light brown.
Okay, like a peanut buttery kind of color.
Peanut butter, yeah. Okay. Peanut butter is a great comparison.
I know for gumbo, they like to cook it a little longer, so this doesn't have to be quite as long as that. And then, what's that?
This is a seafood stock. Okay. Clam juice or any kind of a seafood broth out of the can works great. Okay. And we just add that, bring it to a simmer. And then while it's simmering, we'll take the hot roux, add that to the hot liquid, and it'll begin to thicken for us. And
so this is what it looks like when it all comes out. And that roux just instantly thickens this whole dish. So,
very quickly.
Wow.
You just need to simmer it for a couple of minutes.
Oh, here we have it.
Okay.
And you like to serve it over dirty rice?
Yep, a little dirty rice. Put it right on top, smother it up.
That looks fantastic, Matt.
And you have etouffee.
Yummy.